Terry Gillespie. I'm the Chief Executive Officer for Rooftop of Virginia. We have been serving the Twin Counties for over 50 years. Even though we have been doing that, we have only been putting a Band-Aid on poverty. So what's keeping Twin County residents from reaching self-reliance? What's keeping them from reaching their version of success? What's keeping our community from thriving or from attracting new businesses or keeping our youth or talent in the area? It might be substance abuse. It might be lack of housing, lack of childcare, problems with transportation. It might be lower levels of education, not being able to find a job with a living wage. Our agency has been serving our area for over 50 years, and we are trying to help meet the needs and barriers that families are having in those areas. By providing our wraparound intentional services with the help of our partners, we are hoping to focus on quality over quantity and decrease multi-generational poverty. So with the help of our partners and with the intentional services and the intensive programming that we are providing, we are able to create change. And we create change every day in the lives of families just like Stacy's.
My name is Stacy Jones, and in order to tell you a little bit more about the programs that I've received from Rooftop of Virginia, I have to tell you a little bit about my history. So I'm actually from Fancy Gap. I have a little bit of a colorful background, if you would say, but for the most part, I grew up in one of those dysfunctional families that you hear so much about. It ended up landing me in 17 years of substance abuse, to which it was a litany of polysubstance abuse. And so whenever I first got clean, I believe I was 30 years old, I already had one child. And so when I got clean, I went to detox, found out I was pregnant there, decided that I needed to stay and go to rehab. I stayed in rehab for 6 months. I come home with 2 beautiful, clean children and didn't really know how to live. So I was working third shift in a cotton mill, going to school during the day, raising a newborn and a 2-year-old, and just trying to really survive. And so a friend of mine, I'll say her name, Julie Bowers, hit me up one day and said that I could get free childcare for the kids. And that was something that was really interesting to me because I couldn't afford childcare and I really didn't have any more hours in the day to figure something else out. And so I got to put my daughter in early Head Start and my son in Head Start, and that's where it began. So it was a really great service for me because I finally got to quit working third shift, and my children's behavioral issues, they completely changed. I feel like I connected more with my children when I got to stay at home with them in the evenings. And so I finally finished my first degree. I got a 2-year degree at Whitfield. We had put in for HUD housing, and they helped us get on the list for that. Before then, we had lived in income-based housing, which wasn't terrible. It wasn't exactly what we wanted though. So we moved into a rental property that Rooftop helped us acquire. And when we moved into this house, it was absolutely, it had no heat and wasn't weatherized. So that was another program that we jumped on. While we were in this program, I believe that Terry Gillespie asked me if I was interested in purchasing a house. I said I'd like to finish my bachelor's degree first. And so while we were in the process of doing that, she said, let's start saving money. She said, what if I was to match you on the dollar for every dollar that you put in to save for this house? And I said, well, I'd probably tell you that you were a liar. But she was telling me the truth. And so we saved up a couple of $1,000s. And when I finished my master's degree, actually, is when I was ready. So I finished my master's in July 21. We purchased our first home in August of this year, 22. And so the whole focus for what we want to do now is, as soon as I get my license, which will be this time next year for licensed clinical social work, I'd like to start working with Terry. I would like to start working with Mount Rogers. I'd like to start working with local fitness communities. And I would like to make it an all-inclusive service for people to be able to get help with substance abuse and have their families involved. I think that starting in the Head Start program would be great because just like in my family, it was poverty and then poverty, but I don't feel like my children are going to have that same disadvantage that I had at the beginning. I think that at this point what we've done is we've broken it. And hopefully that's what we can do for other people in this community, because I know that we can. It's just that we've all got to work together, you know, and sometimes that all starts with places like Rooftop that want to help a single mom raising 2 kids not have to work third shift anymore. So I really enjoy the Rooftop Virginia program, and I hope that every investor that can wants to jump in on this.
We are not fully funded. We really need your help. We cannot do all the services and provide all the programs that we do without donors. We really try to make our funding and all of our dollars stretch really, really far, and we're good at that. But we can't do everything and reach all of the outcomes that we hope to achieve without your help. So with your help, with your generous donation, we can do a lot. We can create change. We can make the Twin Counties a very thriving place, and we can make our future generations very successful. So help us today.